Okay, this part's going to deal with just the color scheme that we have going on. Basically, these effects in this chain will sit at the top of your layers, and it's going to impact all the layers below. You can individually impact layers, or you can impact everything, and I'll show you how to do that. But when we look at this, for me, this is just going to be preference things. You can use reference photos, things like that. For me, this is a little too yellow-brown. It's also a country club, so they're watering, and we want to perk up some of this grass. So you're going to have to decide how deep of green you want to go. Do you want to go yellow-green? Are you going blue-green? But it's just somewhat of a preference thing. But come back here, and I'm going to start the layer stack with a hue saturation. So Pepsi symbol, hue saturation. Now, this is more of orange or warmer, and so if you want to cool it down, you change your hue toward the blue here. So you can see that's more what a lot of, that high definition green, which is a little fake to me. So we'll find a balance, but let's give it a little bit of high definition green so you can see how it happens. You give saturation, that's going to be more impact to that hue, and you can get really fake tones there. So I tend to keep my saturation down a little bit. And then we're going to make it a touch darker. Let's see. And let's just save that and see what it does for us. One thing I do want to do is increase the darkness of my my semi-rough here as well. And so we'll do that after this updates. Let's see if we like that. So now you can see much different green, and then remember to go take your main camera assets, or sorry, game object, align with view, and take a look at your game view and see how it tones it down just a little bit. So that's not too bad, looking fairly realistic. I still think our rough could be a little bit darker, and so we're going to adjust our rough to be a smidge darker and our semi-rough as well. So let's put a strip of dark there on the semi-rough, and then let's go to our regular rough and do that as well. I don't want it to be as dark as the semi-rough. I want the semi-rough to actually be darker than the outer rough. I maybe overdid it. Let's check it out there. Not bad. Just a smidge overdone. So go back to my semi-rough. Semi-rough and turn it down a little bit. And sometimes you might want to add a smidge of hue to it as well. Depending where you want to push it on the color, like it's maybe a little blue-green, so maybe you'd want to pick like a yellow or something there, or an orange to it. These are all just preferences. And then once you get it set, you're not coming back and really tweaking these much unless something's, not fitting your eye anymore later on. Something just doesn't look right. But that's getting pretty close to looking realistic. We'll add some mow lines in the next tutorial, and then we'll start roughing up the fairway, and you're going to get the idea how cool this can look. All right?